Hello everybody, hope you all are safe and fine. Today we'll be starting with the lesson 15 of science, that is chemical effects of electric current. So first we'll have a chapter overview, that what all things are we going to cover in this chapter. So the first topic will be electric current. Then we will study about the charges and the direction of electric current. Then we will study about the conductors and the insulators. Then we will see about the conduction through the liquids. In this we will see about the chemical changes which can occur during the electric current, conductivity, then the conductivity of water. This all will come under the electrical conductivity by the liquids. Electrical conductivity of other liquids. Then we will see about the electrolysis. Then about the electrolysis of copper chloride and application of electrolysis. Okay. So these are the things that we are going to cover in this chapter. So let us start with the first topic, that is electric current, and what do we mean by electric current. So electric current is the flow of electrons. The passage of electric current through substances is called conduction. Some materials allow electric current to pass through them, whereas others do not. Also, conducting materials may behave differently when electric current is passed through them. Some are decomposed and some are not. Now, electric current is always the flow of charge. So, we'll know about the charges. To understand electricity and related terms, it is important to understand what charges are. The charges that carry electricity are present in basic unit of matter, that is in atoms. Atoms are the smallest particles of matter which combine together to form the matter. Atoms are further composed of particles called electrons, protons and neutrons. The protons are positively charged, electrons are negatively charged and neutrons are neutral. The total charge of an atom is neutral. The protons and neutrons remain in the nucleus, whereas the electrons move around the nucleus. All metallic elements have free electrons in the outermost orbit. An electric current is set up when these free electrons move from one atom to the another atom. Okay, so this is about the electric charge. Next topic we have is the direction of electric current. Charges flow from positive terminal to the source to the negative terminal. That is why the flow of current in a circuit is marked from the positive terminal to the negative terminal using the arrowheads. This current is also known as the conventional current. Okay. Next we have the chemical changes due to the electric current. Whenever the electric current is passed through solutions, you might notice bubbles of gases. This is due to the occurrence of a chemical change. Change in the color of solution, precipitation and change in temperature of solution can be observed because of chemical reactions. Next we have to study about the conductors and the insulators. All substances do not allow electric current to pass through them. Based on this, the ability substances are divided into two categories, conductors and insulators. Substances that allow heat or electricity to flow through them readily are called conductors. For example, metals and some non-metals such as graphite are good conductors of electricity. Substances that do not allow the free flow of charges through them are called insulators. For example, dry wood, plastic, rubber, wool and cotton are insulators. Next topic we have is the electrical conductivity. Electrical conductivity of a substance is to allow the flow of electric current. A substance may have a good conductivity irrespective of whether it is a solid or liquid. A liquid with a good conductivity is called electrolyte, and one which is incapable of conducting electricity is called non-electrolyte. Next we will study about the electrical conductivity of water. Water that is not in the pure form becomes good conductor of electricity because of the presence of impurities. It is always advised that while handling electrical appliances, we should ensure that our hands and feet are not wet, so that electric current does not pass through our body and we do not get any electric shock. When we study about the electrical conductivity of other liquids, many liquids are good conductors of electricity. Several acids and bases, when dissolved in water, become good conductors of electricity. lemon juice, vinegar, aqueous solution of sodium chloride aqueous potassium chloride are few examples. Now, when we study about the conductivity by liquids, the process which we need to study is the electrolysis. We know that it is possible to pass electric current through water. When electric current is passed through water, it is possible to break it up into its individual components, oxygen and hydrogen. By passing electric current through aqueous common salt, it is possible to split it into sodium and chlorine. The process by which a substance is split into its components when electric current is passed through it is called electrolysis. In other words, it is the chemical effect of electric current whereby electric current causes a chemical change in the substance through which it passes. An electrolyte in liquid state or dissolved in water conducts the current and undergoes a change during electrolysis. Now, in detail, if we see electrolysis, the two plates or rods through which the current enters and leaves the electrolyte are called electrodes. The electrode at which the current enters the electrolyte is called the anode, and the electrode at which it leaves is called the cathode. The anode is positively charged while the cathode is negatively charged. The arrangement consisting of a vessel, the electrolyte, electrodes, and a source of current is the whole setup is the electrolytic cell. Next we have is the electrolysis of copper chloride. When copper chloride solution is taken in a beaker and 2 carbon electrodes are placed in it to form a circuit, current flows through the solution once the connection is complete. As current passes through the circuit, the ammeter shows deflection. Ammeter is a device to measure the current. After a while, bubbles of a gas are observed at the anode. This gas smells of bleaching powder and is easily identifiable as chlorine. The surface of the cathode becomes reddish due to deposition of copper. After a while, as copper chloride splits into copper and chlorine, the bright blue color of copper chloride starts fading. Okay, now we have the application of the electrolysis. So the most important application of electrolysis is electroplating. Electroplating is a common application of electrolysis. The process depositing a thin layer of a metal on any conducting substance by the process of electrolysis is known as electroplating. For example, chromium coating is done on car parts, bath taps, wheel rims, etc. In electroplating, the object to be electroplated is made the cathode, negative electrode, by connecting it to the negative terminal of the battery. The metal which has to be deposited is made the anode, that is the positive electrode, by connecting it to the positive terminal of the battery. The electrolyte is usually a salt solution of the metal to be coated. On passing electric current, the object gets coated with the desired metal. This we can see by an activity, that is to demonstrate the electroplating. The materials required are iron key, copper plate, silver bar, solution of copper sulfate, beaker and 3 9-volt cells and a wire. We have connected the key, copper plate and the battery with the wire to form a circuit. The key should be connected to the negative terminal of the battery and the copper plate to the positive terminal, and we have dipped them in the solution of copper sulfate. Once the circuit is complete, the process gets started, and after some time it is seen that the key gets a coating of copper. Okay, the positive charges, that is copper ions, move towards the cathode and the key is electroplated. Okay, so this is about the electroplating and electrolysis. So what all things have we seen in this chapter? We have seen about the electric current, we have seen the direction of current, we have seen about the charges, then we have seen about the conductors and the insulators, the conductivity through the liquids, that is the electrolysis process, and application of electrolysis, that is the electroplating. This is all about this chapter. The question answers and the worksheet will be given in the description box. You can complete them, and in the next video we will be meeting with the next chapter of light. Till then, stay home and stay safe. Thank you.